Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Tier 10 French battleship Republique. We are on the map north. The build is on the screen. It is a secondary hybrid tank build, and this is from the most recent iteration of the free respec that was available this past weekend and the week prior. It's not available anymore, but through the community and through playing, I was able to refine my secondary tank build to function very well in the current space of the game. The skills that I've chosen to take, the secondary gun range module, fire prevention to reduce fire, basics of survivability to reduce floods and fires and all that stuff, manual secondary for accuracy, IFHE so the 152s can pin 32mm, and then preventative maintenance, which on top of all the other skills we've taken, really reinforces the identity that battleships are tanks. I've got so much mitigation on interruption status, repair, fire prevention. All these work very well together in the current design of the game because it reduces the chance that floods and fires will be extensive on your ship, but it also keeps your main guns healthy, so you don't have to use your damage control on sort of just doing basic damage to the target. I just really have enjoyed this, and specifically on the Republic. Obviously the range is, I think it's like 10-1 on the secondaries, which is very workable. I have no problem with working in the 10-kilometer range, the 9.5 for secondaries. It's when it's more shallow than that, it becomes a problem. And that's where, advanced firing training being omitted is a bigger issue. But at the super high tier, I think this is more than adequate. And honestly, low tier is more than adequate, except for going up against higher tier secondaries, where if, for instance, I was going up against the Bismarck, I would outrange him by probably half a kilometer or two, and we'd have the exact same build. We caught sight of the Fletcher, and I wanted to get in this crossfire position to punish enemies who are attempting to camp and fire on my ships who are trying to contest Sea Point. I really love getting into a crossfire position, even if it's less than ideal. This is not really where French battleships go, or any battleships for that matter, but I have a really good crossfire. Plus, I have the friendly Jutland who is screening for me, so it allows me to just stay aggressive. And in this position, we've got the Seattle and the Iowa that seemingly are moving up on the eastern side of the map, whereas I'm just waiting for something to be spotted so I can assist my teammates. And this is the frustrating part of this. If anyone would spot the Fletcher or the Kronstadt, we could on cooldown punish them, but we can't, and I have to stay disciplined regardless. Now, situation awareness has been on, so yep, sure enough, the Fletcher did come out of hiding, but the Jutland's right there. And I can work very well with the Jutland, layer the main battery while my secondaries are just going to town on this Fletcher, and the friendly is able to get a little bit of AP damage on him, and then my secondaries are able to follow up and finish him off. I just really enjoy this build. It's got great range, and it's got great alpha close in. But we do have to disengage. There is an Iowa on approach, and I don't want to be here to have that become an advantage for him. Maybe the Seattle and the other enemy Republique decide to push forward, then obviously I wouldn't like that. But as we're retreating, we get a nice side shot on the Kronstadt. I'm sure the Kron is disappointed that I had his flank, and hopefully we can punish with, oh nice, we punished him very hard. I think we did 15,000 or so, maybe 12,000 damage. That was worth it with that single shell. But we got to disengage. We could use our speed boost, which is great for the French. It allows you to get into a flanking position. That's also why I chose to move into this position, because I could get here quickly. I could try and attempt to counter the enemy for a minute or two or three, but then I had the speed and the consumables to disengage safely. That Iowa is aggressively pushing though, and it is a concern. I do have him set as my manual, and what I would like to do is obviously fire my guns on cooldown. I am considering angling outer in. Now, he fires high explosive, so it doesn't matter. But by going out or in, I am more unpredictable, and his position of his shell will have to... He'll either have to rapid fire it, or he'll have to wait for me to commit. Either way, he's giving up a little bit of a window where he could do a little bit extra damage. Unfortunately, we hit the wrong part of the ship, because, boy, did we do 0 damage with that one. And you might be wondering, why are you side on to the Iowa? Because I don't want him firing on the Jutland at all. I'm okay if he wants to do damage to me, even if he Citadels me. I need that Jutland to survive. Oh, we do another huge broadside. Our secondaries are doing work too. I mean, this is a significantly powerful build. It has incredible alpha with the penetration, and the GK especially has crazy alpha with the amount of damage it can do in a short amount of time. But we're able to finish off the Iowa. Honestly, pretty effortless. Didn't really feel all that pressured. It was obviously taking a little bit of side damage, but I would rather take the damage than someone else, so I'm okay with that. Now, we do have the storm incoming, and there are maybe another enemy battleship that could be on this flank, and yes, just sail right past that no battleship symbol. The Kronstadt that we had damaged previously, he's at 50% life. He's in at the center. I would love to get a side shot on him, but I can't move south and feel like I have a safe play. There is just too many unknowns, and this game is still not decided. So I'm going to move back towards my teammates, and I'm hoping that by doing that, maybe I can get a side shot on the Kronstadt. Maybe he's going to over-angle. I don't know. I also wouldn't be disappointed if it was another ship that we ended up firing on, but I really wanted to confirm, can I fire on this already low health target? And you can see the accuracy. It's a French battleship. Oh, yes, we can. 18,000, nice. The Monarch is actually a little close. He's in my secondary range, and we're just, a little bit of casual damage. It's not really a big deal. Oh, we can hopefully finish off the Kronstadt here. Nope, we don't. We miss out just barely on it, and he's obviously going to return fire. I'm playing with my throttle and my rudder. I don't want to stay predictable. So, if someone fires a gun, I might slow down, I might speed up, I might angle here or there, just trying to throw off their shells. But I still want them to fire, and oh, that accuracy. The storm threw off that accuracy so bad. But that's our 3rd kill, and we're looking pretty good. We're looking very good, in fact. And I'm just trying to gauge the enemy. You'll note that they're all on this flank, so of course I'm going to fire on cooldown. This is something that, the GK just can't do. He can't consistently engage targets at range and feel like the shells are going anywhere close to where he aimed. It's especially egregious in storms like this. But once you're out of the storm, and oh, look at this Seattle, he's pretty low. I wouldn't really feel confident in taking that shot in my German battleship. And even now, I don't feel confident. Except for the fact that that shell dispersed perfectly into the side of a ship. It's like it was magnetized to go where he was going to be when the shell made contact. It was honestly very humorous, that dispersion. Not for him, of course. He's probably incredibly disappointed. But for us, hey, that was great. So, this is basically all that's left in this game. We have absolutely crushed them, both in our damage output, but also our mitigation. I feel pretty healthy. But we're going to take a shot. The Monarch has moved up. I'm just trying to get some damage as I'm moving forward. I intend to use my secondaries on this Monarch. And I would love to see just how devastating they can be. He is fairly close, and I was hoping that he would just... Oh, come on, Monarch. You want to sail out. You want to sail into sea in front of all my teammates. Is he going to go? Is he sure about it? Does he want to? I can't really say. I honestly think that he doesn't want to. So I'm eventually going to decide to move towards him. There really isn't any other option. If I stay here, I can't do damage, and I would much rather have damage and possibly a Kraken, maybe my ship dying, than just playing out the rest of this match. So we're just going to move forward. And as I'm moving forward, I'm thinking about, well, we're already in secondary range. I want to get my guns pointed to the starboard side. There's also a concern that, maybe I'm going to show a perfect broadside and get punished. But I have 71,000 life. And I'm trying to embrace this a little bit more in recent games. But I'm okay if the battleship is, broadside, or he's asking for damage from someone, because I think I can weather it better than most players in the game. And if I can weather the damage that was meant for someone else, but because I played overly aggressive, they could probably follow up and do well. I just can't overextend. If I overextend into a very dangerous situation, well, that's a bad idea. But as we come around this corner, decide, do I want to fire on the Republic? No, I don't. The Monarch looks very helpless over here. We're just going to plant our main guns, and our secondaries are going to go to work. Now look at these secondaries. They're basically shooting him in the nose, where they do very, very good damage. Very easy damage, in fact. It's very scary how quickly you can damage and destroy ships that you can pin in your secondary ships. I can't wait to show you my GK. I just, 49 and 41 millimeters of pin on all secondary guns. It's a really great experience. But there's only one enemy left. Enemy GK. We're going to capture the base as a team. I earned Kraken Unleashed. And just going to fire on him. He's obviously outside of my secondaries. But I've got good gun accuracy. I'm completely fine with this. The French battleships are very impressive with that, especially the Republique. And the GK is definitely not that. So in this situation, this is the superior battleship to have. I can transition very easily between long range, medium range, and close range, and at all three ranges, I feel superior. I have superior accuracy at medium to close. I have superior accuracy with secondary overwhelming. And the tank ability has just skyrocketed. I've gone a lot of tank builds on a lot of my ships. Montana Legendary. I've dropped almost completely concealment on almost all my battleships, and that's just simply because I can weather it better, and there's an aircraft carrier in every game anyway. I'm already spotted. But this was, I think, my first or second game with this build, and I think we did quite well. Now, for our main battery, the Benson barely beat us. He did a better job of capturing and doing all that. But for main battery did 112,000. Secondaries did 26,000 and 5,000 in fires. We didn't really have our secondaries go off that long. We know we had secondaries on the Iowa, a little bit on the Monarch, and then once again on the Monarch as we were moving forward to finish them off. And, both of them, it worked pretty well, especially on the Monarch, because he was bow on. Bow is very weak to secondaries. You can just burst through their nose cone so quickly. And obviously long range does really well. I can't complain. I really enjoyed this. It felt really refined and perfect for my sensibilities. I love the tankiness. I love the secondaries. I love the main battery. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave in the comments what you think. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.